By the way, advocacy for body acceptance is code for accepting fat people. I should like it. This is from the New York Times, no doubt from the style section. It actually is from the style section. More men reach for sewing machines. A long neglected home art is reclaimed during the pandemic, including by some eager to break gender stereotypes. Growing up in foster homes, Norris Danta Ford, a fashion designer, cleverly used clothes to impress his future parents, dressing himself and his sister up in multiple outfits to show how stylish they were. Realizing the confidence that can come from clothes, Mr. Ford, 34, built a career as a stylist, working with celebrities including Prince and Matthew McConaughey before realizing the creative potential in making his own garments. Now a menswear pattern designer, an online sewing teacher in Atlanta, he's at the forefront of a new and growing movement of men embracing home sewing. Sewists, the incredibly popular gender-neutral term, and essentially they claim that men are now doing it. Within these groups are an increasing number of men making clothes not only to break traditional gender stereotypes, but also to advocate for body acceptance, racial justice, and more sustainable lifestyles. By the way, advocacy for body acceptance is code for accepting fat people. I should like it, given that I'm fat, but the whole thing is a little bit ridiculous. I'm finding more and more what the media does is they find a couple of people who do something, and then they claim the whole world is doing it or it's a grand trend, and essentially they're trying to manufacture a trend. Now, here's the thing. I don't care if you're a dude who sews. I really don't. Appreciate the skill. I've got a tailor. My tailor is a man, and he makes great suits. He does. He makes fantastic suits. Haven't had to get one in a while because, well, there's this whole pandemic thing. But he's a dude, and he makes suits. And he's great. And it's a skill set, and it makes you money. And this guy who they profile, he's done all sorts of work for all sorts of famous people, and good for him. But the whole idea that this is some massive trend worth exploring in the New York Times, it's not really. It's about social justice and social justice warriors, and they're trying to turn it into a thing, and in turning it into a thing, hoping that other people will then do it, much like Brooklyn Barbecue was a story not really about how Brooklyn Barbecue is taking over the world, but please, for the love of God, let Brooklyn Barbecue take over the world, when all Brooklyn Barbecue is Texas barbecue by a bunch of skinny jeans wearing hipsters in New York City who have learned basic skills. They've read the Aaron Franklin book and decided they're going to do what Texas does, but it's going to be in New York, so we'll claim it's better. And it's really not. It's really not. But hey, it made a major publication and got clicks and buzz, and that's kind of what this is doing. I really do think some of these people set out to do, hey, let me find a story that can generate buzz so that I can earn my job because I haven't brought enough traffic in this month. Oh, I know. Let's say that men across America are buying sewing machines, and then go find a couple of people. Or it's like all the stories where you find 3 angry trolls on Twitter and suddenly it's a story. People on Twitter are outraged at X, Y, and Z. Not really, but it is on Twitter, so it's a story.